to the thing at hand. I want to discuss what I told y'all I was going to discuss. I'm a woman of my word. I'm going to discuss Issa Rae for a little while, and I'm going to tell you why I find her damaging. There was this whole thing she did, in case some of y'all caught it, about it was weird in terms of, and let's just, like, this is, like, I want you all to understand, this is serious as a heart attack. I know sometimes I come off and I try to have fun because everything ain't supposed to be serious. But I'm telling, I try to just add some levity to it. But this is serious as a heart attack to me, this conversation I'm about to have. So what I want to tell you is that she did this whole thing about, we as, giving reparations. In one of her episodes, if you watch Insecure, if you get HBO Go, I just got HBO Go and watched. Somebody loaned it to me. I'm not splurging for anything like that. So it was this whole thing about reparations, as one woman talking about, well, I don't give white people as much because I file taxes. And when I file taxes, I just make sure white people don't get as much. That's how I give reparations. And the first thing that comes to mind for me when I talk about this is the diminishment of what it means to be a descendant of a slave and to have that debt owed. You don't get it back that way. And I don't even care if you're doing it to provide some kind of levity or some kind of comedy. This is not comedy. This is not what this is. And that's why, you don't see a lot of that about the Holocaust. But let me just go a step further. When I look back at what I've said about Issa Rae in the past, one of the main criticisms that I've gotten is from people who are saying, well, it's just art. Or, well, Yvette, that's just her experience. Who are you to say that she's not allowed to have the experience that she has? And what I'm telling you is that it's not that she's not allowed to have her experience. It's that she's claiming her experience as our experience. And she's the lens through which people who watch this HBO show and the executives understand blackness. And the people at HBO get to say, guess what? We have diversity here because we have Issa Rae here. We have other brown faces. And what I'm saying is that I'm not interested in brown faces. I'm interested in faces and people who can project onto that screen the African American experience. And you say, well, Yvette, why should she have to talk about poor black people? Because that's what's in LA. Most of the people in LA are not rich people. Then you have HBO paying her to basically say this. Let me see HBO do this about Jerusalem or Israel. It's not going to happen. The diminishment of who we are. And for her to claim that it's our experience. Now let me, go to that LA clip. I want you to look at the data. I want you to, because most of you know what I try to depend on, what I try to rest on, what I try to deal with, what I try to have a conversation about is the data. You looking at what you about to look at right here. What you're about to see right here is the middle black family in LA is worth $200 liquid. She up in here having this conversation about what reparations is, something that she doesn't really even, and I'm not saying she doesn't understand it because I'm saying, oh, here go Yvette again, being anti-immigrant. No, I can see from the writing on this show that she has no idea what she's talking about. I mean, it's clear to me, and I don't understand how it's not clear to other people that she doesn't know what she's talking about. And I'm gonna take it a step further. This is the data on black money in LA. While she's running around talking about insecure and all this stuff, this is how real black people live. But because we have Issa Rae, we can't talk about real black people. We have to have this weird woman who wants to talk to us about how she's insecure and about this little weird stuff that goes on in her life. She's not projecting the African American experience. And it's not anything against her. I got Amy right over here. It's not anything, but he's over here with me. That's the difference. She's not projecting that. She is leaning on, this is what you see a lot of times. She's leaning on, okay, she's African American Senegalese and she grew up in this household of professionals. That's who she is, and that's what she's leaning on. That's what she draws from. At a certain point, as African American people, we have to understand that not
us.
Everybody.
She's not us.
Not us. Not everybody is. You have to make a decision. If you have two parents, and one's from here and one's from there, you have to make a decision. Where are you grounded? Now you know what Barack Obama did? You saw that book Rising Star. He decided for his political career that he was going to be grounded in African Americanness. And that's why he decided to marry Michelle Obama and leave all the other white women he's ever dated in his life and convince us that he wanted a sister and he listened to Lil Wayne. That's how you connect with us. And that's how you win votes. And at a certain point, what I'm asking is, when are we going to say, listen, I need to see myself and people who connect with me. I need to see people who are down for the struggle. I need to see those people on this TV screen. I don't need to see somebody who's kind of taking jabs at reparations through tax returns because you don't even know what it is. I don't want to see that. And then put up clip number 3, Army. Here's another way that you get a clear understanding that Issa Rae doesn't understand African Americans or doesn't understand the African American plight. She doesn't understand systemic racism. Maybe she's never had to understand it. I don't know. Not my problem. I'm not here to be your teacher. I treat you just like white people. You know, I'm not here to be your teacher. If you want to learn, there are more than enough books that have been written about this. But she's going to say Hollywood will be more diverse because the racist white people are going to die off.
They don't have kids? Apparently not. They don't have cousins, nephews.
And apparently it's not systemic. Because this still boils it down to being an individual issue. Listen, what we are dealing with, African Americans and descendants of slaves, we talk about this all the time on this show. From redlining, from Reconstruction to white mobs, to the KKK, people taking our land. That is not resolved with a few executives dying. No. But because you've lived a white life, you don't know that. Because of what you've lived in LA and what you've been accustomed to, you don't know that. And so part of the problem with African Americans is that we got to stop being so desperate. We see people and you know you don't relate, but you want her. You so desperately want these, oh, she's exotic, she's this, and you want these people to be you, but they ain't you. I'm not saying Issa Rae can't be Issa Rae. She needs to go and do that, though, without trafficking off blackness. Don't call it her web series on YouTube. It should have never been called an awkward black girl. It should have just been called an awkward bougie girl or something, because it wasn't even about the black life that most people live there.
I can take it even more darker. Let's be honest. If you look at life and death rates and expectancies, like of poor black LA versus wealthier Hollywood executives, like those old executives are going to outlive us.
Yeah.
Like, you think baby boomers are going
to
live to like 95?
We can't even get our babies to live. That was a great article I put up. That was a great clip I put up here a few weeks ago from The Nation about how we can't even, our babies die sooner. Like, they have third world rates of death. And we just talking about this weird little black girl who's awkward. Yeah, you awkward because you awkward. It ain't nothing nobody can do about that. Ain't nobody, like, you just awkward. Ain't nothing, what, you have a whole show about just being a weird person? I mean, it's just, you know, she's not grounded in us. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's something wrong with being elevated as us if you're not grounded in us. Just be this person.
Who picked her?
HBO.
It wasn't a democratic process in the black community.
It was a democratic process.
She didn't come up organically through.
She didn't come up organically.
You know who did? Monique. You know who did? I want to say Wanda Sykes. Like, there are a few black people,
but the thing is, like, listen, these people live like Issa Rae has lived in like this aspirational bubble. I mean, and you can sense it. Have you ever watched the interview? You can sense like she has come up in this aspirational bubble, and this is kind of what she has aspired to have this HBO show. So we have this show. We have her. That's what we have, amongst other things. Now, let me tell you what's worse. Like, I haven't even gotten to the worst part of what she said. She said these people are going to die off. These old white racist execs are going to die off. So life is good. That is devoid of politics. What she's basically telling you to do, because she don't know what she's talking about, what she's basically telling you to do is not get involved with black politics, but just wait for people to die off and everything's going to be better. First of all, it's a cowardly thing to say, because it has no call to action and doesn't require anything of her, and it doesn't require anything of the African American community, and it doesn't require anything of white people. Just waiting for rich, racist people to die off. And it's ignorant. It's stupid.
King has a lot to say about this.
It's neutral. It makes black people one of the biggest problems that we've had so far is that as black people now, we're apolitical. We don't give a damn. We don't care no more. We just either we want to go and be rich and file some paperwork and wish for the best, or we gonna, like Issa Rae said, we're gonna wait for the racists to die off. And so I ain't gotta do nothing because they're gonna die anyway. It's stupid and it's ignorant. And if you want a solution, one of the solutions is stop following ignorant people. No, you know, what if Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, everybody said, well, we just got to wait for them to die off. And so that is the danger. People listen to Issa Rae and she don't know what she talking about. Because she can't know what she's talking about. She's not grounded in our experience. So how can I expect her to know what she's talking about? I don't, and you shouldn't either. And you should never have elevated her to a point where she's having this conversation with us. You should never have put her there. And I can't say we because I didn't.
I was about to say we didn't elevate her.
We didn't elevate her. There is no call to action from this person. She's just telling us to sit and wait, and it's safe. Just like Oprah tells us to dream and do a vision board, it's safe. Just like Steve Harvey says, well, jump out and get on your parachute and have faith, and it's gonna be all right. This is garbage. And these are people telling you to be a coward. Don't get involved in politics. Don't do anything. You just gotta wait for the rich white people to die. The rich white people gave you a show though, Issa. But I gotta wait for them to die.
They're gonna outlive all of us.
Outlive all of us. Good health care, everything. Like this, but it's just. And so what I'm saying is that there is a consequence to listening to somebody like Issa Rae. There is a consequence to elevating her. This is not just art. This is not just, her experience. And why in the world would you let her elevate her experience over our experience? We've been here 400 years, all of us. Not just one parent, all of us. And if she would ground herself in that, she wouldn't be so goddamn awkward. But I digress.